I'm nervous. And what is this? I need to make my bed again. I don't mind that pile of stuff right there. I'm nervous not because I think that I have cancer or anything. I'm nervous because I feel like we're just going to be going in this like roundabout of tests and doctors. I'm seeing a new immunologist, well, an additional immunologist who is new to my care also. I need to make that appointment, and I'm also going to be seeing rheumatology pretty soon. I have a dentist appointment coming up. Like, there's just a lot of things that are happening right now in my life, health-wise. And overall, since I've moved out, and since I've gotten my own place, my health has improved, and it has improved significantly mentally as well. But I also am just struggling health-wise. I've been getting random fevers since about the end of October, reaching as high as 103.3 to be specific. And, you know, my POTS is flaring. I'm getting like little rashes and a lot of joint pain and some swelling in my hands, like in the little joints right here. Not so bad today, but I do get some like puffiness and swollen hands. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so I try to avoid self-diagnosing myself. But I have spoken to my immunology doctor, and I've gotten some tests done for like mono, a couple of like STDs and things like that, and they don't think that I have anything like that, but it's almost just like ruling out things that could be causing high fevers or random fevers and joint pains and things like that. So basically, I'm seeing the doctor tomorrow, an oncologist. An oncologist, if you don't know, is a cancer doctor specifically, and she's a hematology oncologist, so like a blood disorder, but also like blood cancers, cancer in general type of doctor. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to hopefully ruling cancer. I hate that word. You know, there's this big thing with the word cancer that it's like a dirty word, right? And like when you're in the healthcare field or you're chronically ill or whatever, you just like that word can be so heavy. And for a lot of people, it is their reality. Either you get cancer scares, you're battling cancer, you're a cancer survivor, you know someone who's passed of cancer. You know, it affects a lot of us in different ways. I know a few people who have, you know, I know a handful of people actually who, excuse me, I was trying to like fight back my yawn, but it wasn't working. I know a handful of people who have some kind of connection to cancer, and most people do. But basically tomorrow, I'm not really sure what we're going to be doing. There's talk that we might be discussing, you know, talk meaning like talk from the ER and like my doctors now and stuff, and my immunology doctor. We might be discussing the possibility of needing a bone marrow biopsy, to see where the fevers are coming from. And I'm not getting them like every day, but I am getting multiple a week, along with, you know, joint pain and then really pale sometimes. My lips will be all washed out, my gums are all washed out, that type of thing. You know, I won't go into it too much, but basically I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm seeing the oncologist tomorrow. And I decided to start filming more because I think it's important to kind of see behind the scenes life of how being chronically ill, and I say chronically ill like this because I feel like that word is kind of thrown out a lot now, or that term I should say. And being ill can mean a lot of different things. You know, mentally ill, physically unwell. However you think that you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well, and it's valid. But for me, being chronically ill means that a lot of times I'm not feeling up to certain activities because my body just needs to rest. Being chronically ill means that today was my Sunday and I honestly just wanted to sleep. I slept a lot. I stayed in my pajamas from Walmart, and shout out to Walmart. And, you know, like being chronically ill for me means that I kind of have to adjust my life accordingly. And that means that, you know, my infusions that I do, my injections, oh, I forgot to take my injections this weekend. My injections for prediabetes and also for my asthma, things like that, you know, loads of medication. And, you know, like a lot of side effects of the illnesses that I do battle, like CVID, asthma, POTS, Hashimoto's, bronchiectasis, like all that stuff. But I don't, you know, there's a difference between letting it like define you and take over your life rather than kind of acknowledging, okay, this is part of my life, right? This is part of my the battle that I face daily. And I'm surviving it. And some days it'll knock me off my butt. Different word for that. It'll knock me off my butt, knock me off my bootay, if you will. And some days I'll have a great day, and other days I'll not be able to get out of bed because my fever's so high or because my joints hurt so bad. Some days I'll get out of bed, but I'll go home and cry after because I have a really emotional doctor's appointment later that day, or however it be. And a lot of people ask me one of the most exhausting things about being chronically ill and having like a right now uncurable illness or disease or whatever, the CVID, is when people look at me and they're like, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And I'm like, okay, let's evaluate this. How well do I know this person? Do they need to be asking me this? Also, I've also kind of gotten used to being like, well, you know, thank you for asking. I appreciate that. At this time, you know, I'm facing my illnesses. I'm chronically ill. Sometimes I'll joke around. I'm like, well, I'm chronically ill. So, you know, I'm still facing all my illnesses that I usually face, but I definitely appreciate, I'm so sorry. I appreciate, sorry, I was yawning. I appreciate when people ask me how I'm feeling, but sometimes it gets very tiring when it's just like person after person, especially if like I don't know them and they really want like in-depth details of like my illness. And you know, sometimes it's just hard. So I was just making this video to kind of communicate how this oncology appointment is making me feel tomorrow. And I will probably sorry. I will probably vlog tomorrow, maybe not like during the appointment, but maybe like beginning of my day or something to kind of let you guys know, and maybe I'll do an update after. I am going to go see my boyfriend tomorrow. He slept over last night and he left early this morning, but I'm going to see him tomorrow as well because I have a feeling that it's going to be a little bit like draining of an appointment. You know, probably going over a lot of history with my fevers and my CVID in general, common variable immune deficiency disease, and like my infusions and my health history and all that stuff, and just talking a lot. So, you know, I don't go into this appointment anticipating a cancer diagnosis at all, and neither does my doctor, but it is something that needs to be taken into account, and being aware that there are some symptoms that are concerning, and trying to eliminate the possibility of it being cancer. And I say that word because I don't, like I said before, I don't want it to be like a dirty word. I don't want it to be this word that's like, it's like Voldemort, right? Like you say Voldemort and people like in Harry Potter. Cancer is scary and Voldemort is scary, but it also is something that we need to discuss because I do know that I am a higher risk for certain cancers because of my illnesses, CVID. I do know that some of my symptoms in the past, such as enlarged lymph nodes, unexplained weight loss, the color in my face, the color in my hands and my feet, like oxygen stuff for fevers, swollen lymph nodes, and things like that. Like, I know that some of these things, like night sweats or whatever, I know that some of these things, when they ask me them and they're looking at me like, I know that certain symptoms can lead to a cancer diagnosis, but I also know that there's like a whole boat of illnesses and a whole boat of things that could be going on with my body right now. So I'm going into this trusting my doctors, trusting God, trusting that, you know, I'm going to meet this doctor and maybe they have a test that we haven't done yet. Maybe they have a suggestion for another doctor that I haven't met yet. It's just almost like just crossing it off my list. And I'm trying to be as positive as I can about it, and also recognize that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to have feelings about it because all of those feelings are valid. I remember when my doctor first mentioned having to see an oncologist, I was like, what? That's cancer. Like I was not a fan about it. Sorry, my the thing just came up on my screen. I was not a fan about it. And right now, you know, it's tomorrow at 1:45 and I'm just going into it. I think my mom's going to come with me, but I'm going into it hoping that I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some kind of answer towards my fevers and things that I'm experiencing, but I also don't really expect that because I know, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize how messy my hair looks and I'm just like in pajamas and stuff. I'm getting self-conscious now. Like I don't expect that, but that would be nice. So yeah, I just want to make this video to kind of explain where I'm coming from and how I'm processing having an oncology appointment tomorrow. And I know that it's different for every person, but also recognize that your symptoms and your illness and your description of things and your experience of things is all different for you. You know, it's per person and it's valid towards you. It's real. And also you are your best advocate. Pardon me. And if you can't be your advocate and if you can't be there for yourself, then take somebody you trust with you. Talk to somebody you trust. Get a therapist. Get your mom, get your dad, get your brother, get your sister, whoever you need to be. And also just lean on people who love you and support you because there are people who love you and support you. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I would love to talk to some of you guys about how this is affecting you. You know, your illness is affecting you. Maybe we can form a little bit of community here. I know that's a huge thing for the CVID community and POTS and everything. So, yeah, thanks for listening to this video if you did. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to talk to some of you. And just God bless and stay safe, stay loved, stay happy, and love you guys. Bye.